Hi, I'm Woody Huffines. I own the Nerds to Go in McKinney and Frisco, Texas, and this is Tech for the Untechnical. Man, it turns out that our wireless networks at home aren't so slick. In our social distancing, stay at home world, one of the things that a lot of us have found out is our home network's not working so good. We got two kids at home trying to do schoolwork and two parents at home trying to work from home, and somebody binge watching Netflix on the smart television, and well, it's sometimes not going so well. So the question is, how does a wireless network work? Well, a wireless network is made up of an access point. Usually, when people have an internet service provider come in, they use the same piece of equipment that serves as a router for the wireless network and a router for the wired network, as well as their modem. You plug that thing into the wall and it sends out a signal. And that signal is a radio frequency signal. It's usually on one of two and sometimes both different gigahertz frequencies, and it sends those out. And so the devices that connect to the network detect that radio frequency signal, and that's what allows them to know that that specific network exists and connects through that wireless frequency network. So the access point is sending out this signal, and the receiving television or laptop or phone or whatever it is going to connects to that, and that there's little changes in frequency, little bands of frequency that establish channels for you to communicate. So on the 2.4, the 5.2 gigahertz network, there's a little channel, and the little channel talks back and forth to the wireless devices, and the wireless device picks a channel, and that's the way it works. But why are we having problems? Well, the first problem is usually when the wireless network comes into the house, it's on one end of the house or the other. It's in the bedroom or in the garage or in the bedroom used as an office, and it's on one side of the house. Very infrequently do we see where someone has dropped the wireless network into the center of the house, so the coverage for that wireless access point is starting in the middle of the house and going outward, which means that there's a significant portion of the house that's a lot further away from the access point than is another part of the house. And that's where the problem starts. On a wireless access point, the more distance you have between the device using the wireless network and the wireless network access point, the weaker the signal is. Just like a flashlight. You shine a flashlight on paper in front of you, it's really bright. You shine it across the yard at the fence, not so much. And there's energy propagation rules. If you double the distance, the strength goes down by a factor of 4, so it doesn't take very far away before that signal is very weak. Now add to that, you got walls in the house, and add to that, you've got interference in the house, and add to that that you've got a whole bunch of things in the house, and add to that, the further something is away, the harder the network has to work to get the information to that device and back from that device. And that's why you end up with a network that's running really slow or has dead spots in your house. So how do we fix that? Well, the first thing that you can do is use a Wi-Fi extender. Now, a Wi-Fi extender is relatively inexpensive. And if you plug a Wi-Fi extender in, basically what the Wi-Fi extender does is it creates a second network that's an extension of the first. So over here in the bedroom, you've got the router, and the router with the access point is talking to the Wi-Fi extender in the den, and the Wi-Fi extender in the den is taking the information from the router and saying, okay, I'm going to send it back to there, but I'm going to send stuff out from here, and it creates a separate transmission that's a separate network with a separate network ID. And then the extender talks to the home network, so you effectively have two networks. So the Wi-Fi extenders don't go very quickly. Most of them will not get above 50 megabits per second, which is plenty of speed for most things, unless you have multiple devices that are using the extender. And then the extender has to translate that and send it back to the home base. Now, an extender is a pretty good idea if you have just a dead spot. If there's one place in the house or one room in the house that's having a connection problem, an extender may not be such a bad idea. But overall, it gives you a second network that you have to deal with, so that your laptop would have to connect. For example, if you're on one half of the house, you would connect to the original Wi-Fi, and the other half of the house you'd connect to the extended Wi-Fi. And while your computer might be able to manage both, it'll switch back and forth between the two without respect to which one is doing the best job, because the extender is not built to be aware of the other things that are going on in the network, which brings us to a really good answer for a house in total if you have connection problems and you have speed problems, and especially if your house is more than about 2,500 square feet. And that's a mesh network. A mesh network connects to the access point or to the router. You turn off the Wi-Fi for the thing that the ISP gave you, and you make this your Wi-Fi. It has a Wi-Fi access base, and then it has mesh network nodes. And these nodes make it one big network instead of an extended network that's really a second network. Remember when we said that the extender just makes it another network that talks to the first network? Well, the nodes in a mesh network all communicate with each other, so that your mesh network in the house becomes a network that has coverage over the whole house, and it self-configures and self-routes. There's software in the mesh network is awesome. So as you walk from one room to the other, the mesh network determines which route is the best way to send information to your phone or your laptop. So they self-regulate. They self-configure. And here's the best part. If you're between two nodes on the mesh network, your internet can get faster because it's using two nodes to communicate with your computer instead of just one, as well as coverage. Now, our house is a pretty good size house, and we've got a pool out back, and if I'm laying by the pool, Spotify's pretty important, and having wireless network coverage out in the yard is a pretty good thing, and so we put a mesh network in, and it's been marvelous. So if in the last bit of this social distancing coronavirus thing is put a hurt on your wireless network at home, and you found dead spots and you find some speed problems, the best answer may be a mesh network. Nerds to Go, we can help you with that and give you the right one to use, or give you some information if you have questions about it. Give us a call. I'm Woody Huffines. I own the Nerds to Go in McKinney and Frisco, Texas, and this is Tech for the Untechnical. You know the drill. Hit the notification bell, mash the subscribe button, hit the like, give me a comment, and let's be safe.